Hey guys, Bird Yugioh here. So I'm finally coming at you with my 6 Samurai deck. I asked you guys what you wanted to see, and you voted for mostly 6 Samurai. I believe second place was Sulfur Pendulum deck, the newer one that came out. So I will be doing that one as well. Probably not for a month and a half, but yeah, wanted to show you guys how I'm playing 6 Samurai right now. It's a really fun deck. I played it years ago. Got rid of the deck, and then now I'm picking it back up. I think it's a really fun combo deck, and actually I'm not going to title this an FTK deck, but I did throw in the FTK aspect. It just requires 3 extra deck monsters, aside from everything else that the deck already does, and I just feel like it's a really fair FTK. Super easy for people to interrupt it with basically any hand trap. Any interruption will mess up the FTK, so I think it's fair, so that's why I kind of threw in that, just to kind of give it another win condition. But yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any of these awesome deck profiles, and let's get right into it. Starting off with the best 6 Samurai monster in the main deck. You can't deny it. It's Kizan. It's a level 4 warrior that if you control a 6 Samurai, you can just special summon this from your hand. And you can do that if you open all 3 of them and another 6 Samurai. You can just special summon all of these. So it's by far the best extender, best 6 Samurai card. It's an Earth level 4, which comes up as well. Great card. And I'm also kind of in the same vein, but not as good, is Grandmaster. I definitely don't like it at 1. I feel it's a better card than that. 2 Grandmaster, you can only control 1, so it's not like Kizan where you can special summon both of them on the field. But it's easy enough with this deck to, even if you open both of them, special summon the one if you control another 6 Samurai monster, so it's another just free summon. Link away this and whatever other monster, or synchro, or whatever, and then you can special summon your other one. So easy enough with this deck to do that, so I felt it did warrant a 2 of. And then in this version, I'm actually playing Kageki. As far as the 6 Samurais go, this is just a really good normal summon. And since it's level 3 and we play level 1 synchros, it's basically a 1 card, or I guess 2 card, just in your hand that you open with Kageki, another 6 Samurai, level 1, tuner, and you can go into Herald. So it's super easy to do that. It just makes if you happen to open one of your tuners, it just makes a better board, basically, or just gives you more options. So I like it. Obviously, you have to normal summon it, and if they negate that, unless you have like a Kizan, it's not very good, but I feel it's still good enough to play in this deck, and it's searchable, and opening it is really cool. And then it's got if you control another 6 Samurai with a different name, he gains 1500 attack. Which comes up with a shadow of the 6 Samurai Shien. It kind of, I'll show you that later. But you can get him up to 3500 attack, which is pretty cool for just a simple little level 3 card. Then we also play 2 Shinai and 1 Mizuho. That's just for I guess that's kind of for the FTK part, but it's to get infinite counters on your gateway, because you can, if you have Shinai, 2 Shinais, and then the Mizuho, you can just kind of loop their effects to where you just gain as many counters as you really need on gateway. So yeah, that's definitely nice to play. And then for the secret 6 Samurais, I'm not playing the super expensive one, but I'm playing Hatsume. I feel it's the most important one for this version. It's a level 3. Allows you to banish 2 6 Samurais from your graveyard, and then you can target a 6 Samurai in your graveyard and special summon it. Which banishing is fine in this deck, because you have many ways of special summoning it back. One of them being like Leviair, and then another one being one of your equip spells. In a different dimension reincarnation if you happen to draw it. But yeah, Hatsume is a nice one to have. And then also the other secret 6 is Fuma. By far the best one, just because he's a level 1 tuner. And then also, if a 6 samurai monster you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this from your graveyard instead, so that's kind of cool. But you have many ways, again, of getting him out to the field just really easily. And another card that I don't see too often, but I really like, is Great Shogun Shien. So, I mean, basically just opening, a way to get to a negate. So, like a Kageki and a level 1 tuner, and then, going into like a Herald, and then having just a Shogun Shien out there is really nice, because it allows your opponent can only activate one spell and trap each turn. And if you control 2 or more 6 samurais, you just special summon it for free from your hand, so it's easy to get out. So then, yeah, you have something like a Herald, you negate something, and that's the only spell and trap your opponent can make until they get rid of Shien. So I like him. Again, it's just a free monster you can get on the board fairly easily with this deck. And then the other Shien I'm playing is Shien Squire. Basically, it's just to make Nat Beast, Naturia Beast. It's a level 1 Earth Tuner. And again, this is another one that's just really easy to get out. Whether it be from Shien's Dojo or Gateway of the Six, you have easy ways of getting this card out. And being able to make Nat Beast is really nice. And then the other normal summon that I'm playing besides Kageki is by far the just easiest to go into Isold. Playing 3 Neospace Connector and the 1 Aqua Dolphin. Again, it's just going into Isold and then going from your plays from there, which is really nice. And this card is really good. Also, you can look at your opponent's hand, get rid of some monster cards, like hand traps, whatever. So it is really nice in this deck. And then the only other monster we're playing is just another extender, Fire Flint Lady. It's again another one that is easy to summon because it's level 1. And if you control a warrior, you just special summon this from your hand, and you have a free warrior monster to go into Isold. So that's basically it for the monsters that we're playing. For the spells, playing 1 Gateway. It's only at 1, but it doesn't really matter because you can search it when you go into Battle Shogun, so it's fine that it's at 1, to be honest. Probably still play it at 3 once it comes to 3 because it's that good of a card, but this is your way of adding a 6 samurai from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And again, for that infinite loop that you do with Shinai and Mizuho, you get all the counters you need, and then you just add back whatever 6 samurais from your graveyard back to your hand, special summon all the Kizans, or search more Kizans. It's by far the best card in the deck. And then another really good one is Shien's Dojo, because each time a 6 samurai is normal or special summoned, you'll place a counter on this, and Gateway you place 2 on it. And you can remove the counters from anywhere on the field with Gateway. So having another card like Dojo that can hold the counters is really important. But this can also just special summon a Shien or 6 samurai from your main deck by removing however many counters equal to its level. So if I just normal summon 1 Kizan, say, I can remove a counter from this and special summon Shien Squire, a level 1, and have a free Naturia Beast off of that. So Shien's Dojo, absolutely amazing. And the one that is good, but definitely not as good, is 6 Samurai United, and that mostly is because it can only hold a maximum of 2 counters, but you can send this to the graveyard and draw 1 card for each counter on it. So potentially just summon 2 6 Samurais, send this to the grave, draw 2. Nothing wrong with that. Really good card. And then the last counter holder we were playing is Temple of the Six. That's basically all it's used for. Its effect, monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each counter on this, but basically it's just another way of holding counters on a card each time a 6 samurai is normal or special summoned. So yeah, really good. I was playing this at 2, but just to keep this deck at 40, I put it at 1. So that is it for those. And then for our searchers, we got 2 Xian Smoke Signal. Add any level 3 or lower 6 Samurai. So you can't search Kizan, so it's not as good. But it can search, any of your Mizuho, Shinai, Kageki, Hatsume, Fuma, whatever you need. That's level 3 or lower. And then Reinforcing the Army is by far the best one, because you can just, again, search out Kizan, which you will always want to do. Most instances, I would see no reason to search anything else except for, the Kizan. But, yeah, Reinforcing the Army, really good. And then for our equips, we're playing Phoenix Blade, of course. Again, another way of banishing a monster, so then you can special summon it back later. Living Fossil, you can... I wanted ones that you could still do stuff with if you happen to draw them. So yeah, Living Fossil, if you happen to draw it and not send it off of Isold. You can special summon a monster from your grave. Autonomous Action Unit will special summon one from your opponent's grave. And then DDR will special summon one from the Banish Zone. So they all still do something in your hand if you happen to draw them, but obviously you just prefer to send them with Isold to then special summon. So, and then 1 Monster Reborn, easy special summon from grave. 1 for 1, we have a lot of targets for this, but usually it's going to be Fuma that you want to use for that. But again, you have, Xian Squire or even Fire Flint Lady if you so desire. And then Called by the Grave, it's a combo deck, so anything to help with against hand traps is nice. And then just more extenders for going into Isold. Shade Brigadine, just an easy way of getting a level 4 warrior monster on the field. And that is it for the main deck. It's one of those, you might mess around with the ratios a little bit, but I feel it's pretty good the way it is. For the extra deck, we of course are playing the 2 Battle Shogun. Again, this is your way of just discarding a card when it's link summoned and add any card that you can place a Bushido counter on. So that alone is reason to play 2 of these, but usually you'll go into a couple because it is, again, a 6 Samurai, so it counts to get you Bushido counters and stuff like that. And then we played 2 Saryuja. In a deck like this card is super easy to make. It allows you to draw 4, put 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of the deck. So basically, draw 1 card. And then you can also just special summon a monster from your hand. So after you make cards like Isold, where you add basically a dead card, then being able to shuffle that back into the deck with Saryuja is really nice. Or, whatever you need to shuffle back in some equip spells, so then you can go into Isold. But yeah, Saryuja is really good. Just 1 Isold. It's your best starting card, basically, to go into, to then just special summon 6 Samurai monsters and go from there. And then the last link that we're playing is Appaloosa. Again, a deck like this that can just make link 4s very easily. Appaloosa is just a nice bonus monster usually, along with some other negates that you have. And then for the synchros, our level 4 is of course Herald. Really easy to make in this deck. 6 Samurai Shien is our level 5. And then the other level 5 that we're playing is Naturia Beast. So there is cases where you can pretty easily get both of these out. But yeah, they're both really good. And then for the OTK, and also just because it's a good, easy card to make with this deck, Cyframe Lord Omega. The main way you're using it for the OTK, or the FTK, is when this card's in the graveyard, you can target one other card in the graveyard, shuffle them both back into the deck. So usually that's going to be one of the other FTK cards that we play. And the last synchro we're playing is Trishula. It's a level 9, again, with all the level 1s and whatnot that we get out. Easy enough to make. You need 2 level 4s and then a level 1 or a level 5, 3, and then one of those level 1 tuners. So it's really easy to make, and really good card for going second. So really like that card in this deck. And then for the XYZs, we're playing one Shadow of the Six Samurai. Main reason being, he's just another Six Samurai monster. So again, it gets you counters very easily. You can also target a Six Samurai you control with less than 2,000 attack, and its attack becomes 2,000. So again, with kind of a cool thing with Kageki, he only has 200 attack, so Shien will make him have 2,000 attack, and then if you control another Six Samurai, which you will, this card gains 1,500 attack. So right there, just having these two cards on the field, you have a 3,500 attack monster with Kageki, which is kind of cool. Nothing you can, build a whole turnaround, but it's just something cool if you can do it to get over a problematic monster or whatever. And then the other ranked 4s we're playing, Daigusto Emerald and Cowboy, and that's for the FTK. I hate to say it, but it's in here. So the 3 cards you need for the FTK are these 3, and you're just looping these 3 back into the deck, making them again. Doing your 800 damage, using all their effects, putting them back into the extra deck, make again 800. So you just kind of loop that for the FTK. Again, I feel it's just a very fair FTK, so I'm comfortable playing it. I'm not crazy about FTKs, but this is one that I don't do hardly ever. It's just in there. If you happen to be able to have 20 minutes to do the combo, to do the FTK, it's fun to do. Otherwise, you don't have to make them. And either way, a card like Daigusto Emerald is good in a deck like this because you're getting a lot of monsters to the grave. And being able to shuffle them back in and then draw a card is still nice. But that is it for those. And then the rank 3 we're playing is Levier. Probably the easiest way to go into him is with your Mizuho and Shinai. They're level 3. So going into this and then shuffling or special summoning any banished monster you have is nice to do sometimes. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. I have, of course, not going to show that FTK combo. It takes way too long. But there's resources out there to figure out how to do that. But yeah, it's just a good combo deck. Good synchro-based deck. Good Yugioh deck. Really fun. Can put up a lot of negates. But yeah, try it out, guys. Let me know what you think. This is, of course, my first time doing this deck on the channel, so I will always take suggestions from you guys. Or thoughts, ideas. But yeah, thanks for checking it out, and we'll catch you on the next one.